This is an audio recording of Logie Discovers America, Chapter 14, The King Stinks. This chapter begins on page 110. Please get out your books and join me on page 110 to listen to Logie Discovers America, Chapter 14. King is scratching at the front door and whining. His paws are full of mud. His fur is full of burrs. He smells worse than the Ganges River on a hot summer day. Landlady Crisp pinches her nose and peers at him through a screen door. "This dog has been playing in the woods," she says. I pull the collar of my shirt over my nose. "This dog has been playing with a skunkidito," I said, "a skunk." King lifts his tail from between his legs and gives it a hopeful little wag. "Humph," snorts Landlady Crisp. "Cleaning up this dog is going to be lots of work. It's going to take a lot of time." "Don't forget about Mrs. Pendergast," I say. "She is still hopping on her sofa." "Holy smokes," mutters Landlady Crisp. "Installing locks and burglar alarms would have been easier than this." She put her hands on her hips, but only for a second. The stink is too powerful. She quickly pinches shut her nostrils again and says, "Well, first things first." "What are you going to do?" I ask through my shirt. "I'm going to use a method from the old days," she said, "but first I need some supplies. While I'm gone, stay here and guard this door. Whatever you do, don't let that dog in the building." With my free hand, the one not holding my shirt, I grab the doorknob. I hold the door shut. "He will not get past me, I promise." On the other side of the door, King starts howling. He scratches harder. "Down, King," I say. King whimpers. When Landlady Crisp returns, she is wearing plastic gloves on her hands and a plastic rain bonnet on her head. She is carrying a plastic bucket filled with bubbles and has a big can of tomato juice tucked under one arm. Tomato juice, she explains, helps get rid of skunk stink. Outside, King has stopped scratching at the door. Now he is poking it with his nose. He sniffs along the door's bottom. Brrrr. He is getting impatient. Landlady Crisp opens the can and pours the tomato juice into the bubble-filled bucket. The bubbles turn pink. "Is King going to drink that?" I ask. Landlady Crisp bumps open the door with her hip and sets the bucket down. "Nope," she says. "He's going to take a bath in it." At the word bath, King yelps. He tries to slink away, but Landlady Crisp is ready. She grabs his collar. King tugs and pulls, splashes the pink bubbles all over the grass, all over Landlady Crisp, all over me. "Quick, Logie," cries Landlady Crisp. "Turn on the hose." Still covering my nose, I race to where the hose lies, coiled like a snake behind a shrub. The rusty handle squeaks when I turn it. A blast of water shoots from the nozzle. "Logie!" Landlady Crisp cries again. "Broof, broof, broof," complains King. "I am coming," I shout. I rush toward them, water gushing in front of me, the hose uncoiling behind me. King is struggling hard now, and so is Landlady Crisp. "Squirt him!" hollers Landlady Crisp. "Squirt him!" I point the hose. Cold water arches up, and over. "Oops!" I cry. Soaked to the skin, Landlady Crisp stumbles and falls on her coveralled bottom. Still clinging to King's collar, she pulls the dog on top of her. They wrestle. I aim the hose again. This time the water hits King in the face. It washes the fight right out of him. All he can do now is tremble. His wet fur makes him look smaller. Landlady Crisp pushes him off her chest and stands. "Good boy," she soothes. "My King is a good doggy." She hugs him close until he stops trembling. Gently, she rubs the tomato bubble mixture all over him. Soon he is covered nose to tail in pink bubbles. Landlady Crisp says, "Rinse him off, Logie." Again, I turn the hose on the dog. His eyes look sad as he takes the rinsing. When all the bubbles are gone, Landlady Crisp soaps him again, and I rinse him again. It's past lunchtime when we finish washing King. We sniff his fur. "I can say he smells better," says Landlady Crisp. "Oh, I can't say he smells better," says Landlady Crisp, "but he does smell different." I am thinking King now smells like tomato juice, lemony fresh bubbles, and the Ganges River on a hot summer day. But I do not say this. Yes, I say he does smell different. Landlady Crisp gives King a kiss on the nose and a dog biscuit from her pocket. Then she lets go of his collar. He dashes away to shake and roll and shake some more. Landlady Crisp turns off the water. She recoils the hose. She picks up the now empty bucket and the tossed-aside can of tomato juice. "Well," she says, "that chore's done. Now I can get on with—" "What's going on?" Mrs. Pendergast shouts out of her window. "What about my mice?" Before Landlady Crisp can answer, we hear another shouting voice, a very angry shouting voice. "Whose goats are these? Who owns these monsters of mass destruction?" "Goats?" gasped Landlady Crisp. Goats? She slaps her forehead. Holy smokes, I forgot to tie up the goats.